Pecha Kucha 129, My Cancer Year, Daredevil, and Wonder Woman. So it's another week of reading comics while I am on the third week of this training course to become a security guard of some description. It's the best I can do to get some good into this week. Wonder Woman New 52. Whenever I see any volume in any number in my library, I'll pick it up. I've read volume 1, 3, and 5. This is volume 5. Wonder Woman reimagined as one of the love childs of Zeus continues, and the new bad guy Apollo here fighting the first son of Zeus, who has no name, and he's a badass motherfucker and no one can stop him. This is him assuming the position as de facto bad guy. Interesting character in that he's escalating the tension of the entire narrative. Here we have someone having an argument with a former bad guy who's become a good guy. Wonder Woman is picking sides in a surprising show of hypocrisy. And maybe it's Brian Azzarello correcting something he didn't mean to do earlier, or he's giving Wonder Woman a character flaw. It's interesting and it's dynamic. Hera here was depowered as part of the narrative, and she gets her powers back and becomes the Deus Ex Machina literally by being a deus. And this is more escalation. So this Wonder Woman New 52 start is very strong, and I don't know if the people who followed Brian Azzarello could finish it. I think Cliff Chiang's the artist. I've probably said this every time I've shown Wonder Woman. I really do like the art. It's very straightforward. It's simple. It's bold. It's more colourful than what's coming next, which is more Daredevil by Michael Lark, written by Ed Brubaker. And it's good to have that variety, I think, because otherwise everything becomes the same, and even if it's really good, the quality drops. So Brubaker and Lark are a very safe writing and art team for me. I love everything they do that I've read. I've read a lot of their Daredevil run, or well, not as much as I like to have. Gotham City Police Department. But at the start of this trade paperback, that's actually art done by someone else. But it's in keeping with the mood that's been established by Lark and Brubaker, and kind of color choices as well. It's a welcome change. It's not too big a leap, but it's one of the joys of comic books that you get that variety. So this is just like an episode of CSI. So Matt Murdock is helping this guy who's on death row for a crime he didn't commit, even though he's clearly a bad man. And an incredible amount of government people are trying to keep things under wraps. So there's obviously a conspiracy, and that's the bottom line of what's going on. There's a very strong supporting cast in this Daredevil run. Dakota North is this redhead who got punched in the chops for getting involved in something she shouldn't have. She's probably the most important character pushing forward the narrative in this entire arc. So she snaps Matt Murdock out of a depression, which is no easy feat as well. So yeah, Brubaker and Lark, I love it. Our Cancer Year, written by Harvey Pekar and his wife Joyce Brabner. This is one of those comics that you'll find on lists of comics everyone should read, along with Mouse, Persepolis. I don't know if V for Vendetta or From Hell would be on them, but it's Harvey Pekar is a guy who works in a hospital. He's also done a lot of writing in comics, but he's never made any money from it. And this is about a year of his life, which involves all kinds of things, including cancer, but it's also about housing trouble. His wife is involved in various kind of social gathering things, and she's working with some kids who've from the Middle East who are dealing with war tragedies and stuff like that. So even without Harvey Pekar's cancer stories, there's a lot of stuff going on in this graphic novel that are very interesting, but you will notice that the art is not what you'd call commercially attractive. The artist is pretty high regarded, but this is one of those comics you read because you want to know what's going on, not because you want something pretty to look at. I think the art's functional, and the back cover kind of breaks down who's done what and why you should read this. I haven't finished it yet, actually. I was reading it on the bus and I'm about halfway through, but already there's enough in there that I can recommend it. I look forward to reading the rest of it tomorrow on the bus. Good stuff. Although I'm not sure I'd pay 20 quid for it. Steamed hams, it came to me, I didn't go looking for it. A different animator every 13 seconds. Some very high quality stuff, some low quality stuff as well. It's a good juxtaposition. Of course it's fun. It's always fun when Steam Hams is involved. You know, the obvious Spike Spiegel thing here. This was both where I chose to pause it and the image that they showed me that made me watch it. I also got sent a video. Chuck Norris stops a chainsaw with his bare hands. It's as fake as it sounds, but it's still one of the highlights of my week. 20 seconds that I wouldn't trade in for anything. Good stuff. Yeah, so the security course I'm on this week has been a brand new level of farce. They gave us a workbook full of questions that we had to answer with. We had to answer those questions with an answer book that they didn't give us until they gave it to us about maybe an hour and a half later. We were only in once this week on Thursday, and it was just a complete ass backwards mess. And then we had to get sent home and had Friday off because of some kind of teacher training thing, and goddamn did the teachers need training. So sad clown of the week is it's either me or it's the person who wrote the question book, because either I don't understand what they're telling me they want me to say, or they don't understand what I've been given in order to answer the questions. So there were a few questions throughout this thing that just seemed like they're in a hurry to type this up so they can go do something else. I'm in a hurry to fill this out so I can go away and do something else. And no one is actually interested in ensuring that security knowledge is passed to the people who need to know it so that they can work with the general public and effectively prevent terrorism, crime, keep people safe, and ensure they have a good time when they go to public gatherings. God damn, but it's London and there's a Tory government, so what do you expect? Anyway, it brings us to the end of Pecha Kucha 129, and I will see you next time.